what's our options? Do you continue to pay your landlord's mortgage, or do you start building your own equity? And then if it's a seller that's not sure that it's the right time to sell, then we've got to talk about their motivation. Why are they thinking of selling? What's the end result they're trying to get to? And can we get there if you don't take this step?
Welcome to the Dream Home Podcast, the show where real estate meets real talk. Hosted by John Nagle, a seasoned expert with over $7 billion in real estate financing experience. This podcast features top realtors, builders, and financial pros. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, we've got the tools to help you make smarter moves. Here's your host, John Nagle.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Dream Home Podcast, where we explore the stories, strategies, and communities that turn the dream of homeownership into a reality. I'm your host, John Nagle with CMG Home Loans, and today's guest is someone who brings unmatched heart, hustle, and horsepower to the real estate game. I'm thrilled to introduce Razelle Smith, a top-tier realtor with RE/MAX integrity and the powerhouse behind the HBO team, Having Better Options. Razelle has been helping buyers and sellers in the greater Houston area since 2005, and if you ask her clients, they'll tell you she's not just a realtor, she's their real estate ride or die. A 5-star professional, ABR accredited buyer's representative, she's known for her high energy, sharp negotiation skills, and community involvement. From founding the Magnolia Youth Livestock Show to repping the Houston Texans as part of the Battle Red Ladies. Today we'll explore how she brings value, grit, and compassion to every real estate deal and why her clients wouldn't choose anyone else. Let's dive in. Razelle, welcome to the Dream Home Podcast, and thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm delighted to be here.
Awesome. So let's start with your real estate superpowers. What makes you different from other agents in the Houston market?
I think my compassion and the fact that most real estate agents look at themselves as salespeople, and I've never looked at myself as a salesperson in real estate. I look at myself more as a consultant. You guys are trusting me with the biggest investment of your life. You don't need to be sold. You need to be educated, and you need someone you can trust.
Yes, absolutely. And I've seen the reviews and your clients rave about working with you. What's the one thing clients usually say after closing a deal with you?
Can I call you if I have an issue? And I do. I get some of the funniest phone calls. I actually had a client call me 3 years after they closed, and he wanted my opinion on should he put his daughter in cheerleading or gymnastics? Which one will be better?
Oh my goodness.
And it's just my clients just call me for everything.
Wow. Well, that I guess you definitely gained their trust, right? When they are calling you to ask about their moves for their daughter going into cheerleader. That's a new one for me.
That was a new one for me.
So buying or selling a home can be emotional and overwhelming. How do you help guide people through that process?
I become a counselor, a referee, an advocate. I just try to, like my team name suggests, having better options. I just try to lay out all the options. And, if we go down this road, this is probably how we're going to end up. And if we go down this road, these are kind of where we're going to go. And I try to just explain it to them and give them the big picture.
Yes. And can you tell me a time about when a client hit a tough patch and how you helped them through it?
Oh yeah. I've had several of those. I think the toughest one was one of my clients that was getting a divorce, and person A had already moved out of the house. Person B was living in the house, but person A quit paying the mortgage.
Yep.
And
oh, no.
3 days before closing, person B that was living in the house thought they were going to walk away from the closing table with $30,000. And we found out they were bringing money to the table. And that was a tough one, but we got it done.
Wow. That does not sound like very much fun. That is for sure.
Now, I worked with the title company, the lender, the other agent, myself. And although she didn't walk away with any money, she didn't have to bring any money.
Oh, really? Well, that was a pretty good solution considering where you thought it was going to end up in the day or two before the closing. My goodness.
Yeah, it was not a pretty picture, and it was not a fun closing.
Yes. So what's one of the most rewarding or awesome stories that you've experienced in your real estate career?
I have a bunch of those. So I'm just going to kind of give you a Clip Notes version. When I do multiple transactions within a family, I have more than one family that I have done 10 plus transactions with.
Wow.
And, have been invited to weddings and birthday parties. And when I become part of the family and I become the family realtor.
Yeah, that is a pretty awesome story. And you're not just selling homes, you're helping build legacies. What helps keep you motivated through the ups and downs of this business?
I think the challenges, every transaction, even like I said, I deal with clients in multiple transactions. So I think just the challenges that I face that keep me going.
Okay. And let's talk about tools. What are some resources or systems that you use to make the process easier or more efficient for your clients?
I text a lot and I include both if it's two people buying the house, we're all on a group text. That way I'm not relying on my clients to tell each other things that are going on. Everybody's getting the same information at one time. Email is handled the same way. Everybody gets emailed on the same email. So I think just keeping in touch, having weekly phone calls, keeping everybody up to date.
Yeah, I think that's really a good practice because you're right. When you're kind of communicating with one and not the other, then there's always this, sometimes it gets translated differently. And this way you got everybody up to speed right at the same moment and much more efficient in all directions. So that's good. And what about partnerships? Do you have trusted pros you work with for lending, inspections, repairs, that kind of thing?
I do. Recently, my favorite home inspector retired. But I knew that was coming down the pipe, so I had picked up another home inspector. So I do have inspectors and lenders that I've worked with for 10 plus years.
Good. Yeah, it's always good to have those go-to, and that is kind of a little bit stressful when you have a home inspector you really have enjoyed working with and is dependable to make that switch and hope for the same kind of person on the next one that you're working with. So if someone is listening now and thinking about working with you, what kind of experience can they expect from day one to closing?
They can expect communication is the number one thing in a listing. I call my sellers weekly. In this market, it's been a bit challenging. I've had a few phone calls where I've had to say, hey, I'm calling you for your weekly call, but I don't have anything to say. But I still am going to make that phone call as hard as it is. If I promise you that I'm going to do something, then I'm going to do it. And so I would say to a prospective seller, if you want communication, if you want to know what's going on and you don't want to have to chase your realtor down, I would be your gal.
Absolutely. And if someone's unsure about taking that first step, maybe they're nervous to buy or sell, what would you say to them?
No, I'm tough. I would say, let's talk about the financials. Let's talk about what happens if you don't make this move? Excuse me, I'm sorry. What's our options? Do you continue to pay your landlord's mortgage or do you start building your own equity? And then if it's a seller that's not sure that it's the right time to sell, then we've got to talk about their motivation. Why are they thinking of selling? What's the end result they're trying to get to? And can we get there if you don't take this step?
Yes. And, one of the programs that we offer at CMG is called Rate Rebound, where for 5 years after the initial 6 months, we'll refinance for free, which means no origination fees, no processing fee. We waive the appraisal. And we found that that's something that helps give buyers comfort right now because people did get a little bit spoiled back during COVID years of these very low interest rates. But the benefit right now is that sellers are more willing to give a seller credit at the moment. And also the pricing, when interest rates do go back down significantly, you're going to have more buyers back in the market and back to that, 10 offers on every property thing. So now is a really good time to buy. And we're kind of giving them that protection for the next 5 years. Anytime that rate goes down by 0.5%, we'll get that interest rate lowered for them. So it is a tricky time, but in my opinion, it's really the best time for these buyers because, during COVID, when those interest rates are down, you just have more buyers that qualify. So all of a sudden you're competing with other buyers and maybe paying, that premium price just to get the property that you want.
definitely a good time to buy. And I get asked that question a lot. But, the competition is less. The sellers are more negotiable. So it is a good time.
Yes, absolutely. So, Razelle, thank you for bringing your energy, experience, and compassion to the show today. You are truly a ride or die for your clients in your community. If you want to connect with Razelle, check the show notes for all her links, including her website, razellesmith.remax.com, Instagram, and contact info. And if you're listening and thinking about getting pre-approved or exploring better financing options, visit us at dreamhomepodcast.com. I'm here to help and take that first step with confidence. Make sure you subscribe, share this episode, and leave a review. It helps more future homeowners find this show. Thanks for joining us on the Dream Home Podcast. We'll see you next time. Razelle, again, thanks so much. It's been a great podcast. Thanks for taking time to join us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening to the Dream Home Podcast, hosted by John Nagle. Ready to take the next step toward your dream home? Visit www.dreamhomepodcast.com for resources, tips, and expert advice. If you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe, leave a review, and join us next time for more real estate insights and mortgage tips. Until then, happy home hunting.